All right. Can everybody hear me still? Okay. So I think everyone's muted. Yeah. All right. So I have it recorded, and tonight Michelle and I are going to tag team as usual, and we're going to talk a little bit about personal development and challenge groups and the importance of picking a program and sticking to it. Because I don't know if any of you listened to the National Wake Up Call, and she's going to talk more about this. These are a great tool to be using each week for your personal development. It's a 30-minute podcast, but it's a 30-minute call, but if you do the podcast, you can actually fast forward all of the recognition, unless, of course, you're being recognized, then you'll want to hear your name being called. But you can fast forward all that stuff. That's what I love about podcasts, is that you can get to the meat of the thing, and it's usually 15 to 20 minutes. And so it's a great way. I listen to mine on my way to the Y and things like that. So it's a great short little segment, but it's personal development. And she's going to talk more about the one that just happened with Daniel Notori. She hit it out of the park because she really talked about personal development, which is what we wanted to talk about. So there are what we posted today, or what I posted today in Coach Basics, was personal development. And I will tell you from my experience, this is where my transformation began with Beachbody. I started with Insanity, and I lost about 9 pounds and 14 inches, which I was super excited about. But that's not where my transformation happened, because I was excited, but it wasn't for me that huge, this stuff works moment, because I didn't have 100 pounds to lose. I didn't have this huge transformation physical story. What happened to me over the course of a year when I began coaching with Beachbody is I began to really dig into personal development. And the way I first started was just by reading books. So I first started with The Compound Effect. I went to The Slight Edge. I read many more different books, and I will post in the group. And I think we even have a file started where we have some ideas for books to read. People sort of gloss over this part of the basic vital behaviors. There are 3 vital behaviors. If you are not familiar with them, make sure that you are, because one of them is personal development. And like I said, this is one that gets glossed over. And for me, that is what made a huge difference, because when I started this business, I was very insecure with who I was as a person, as a mom, as a fitness instructor, as a sister-in-law, as I can't say mother-in-law, but I was going to say as a daughter-in-law. I was very insecure with who I was. And when I started to dig into these books and realized that there was more to life than what others thought of me and how I should behave according to society, I began to realize that there was much more to life, and that that's where my life, I won't say began, but that's where, and I know Michelle can attest to this, because I've talked to her for several years about this, and just how different of a person I am today as opposed to what I was 4 years ago. Like I said, I was very insecure. I didn't know who I was, what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. And that was all before Beachbody. When I found Beachbody and I found these programs and I found all this personal development, I really grew into the person I am today. And I am still growing for sure. And there are still things that I let bother me. But I will tell you, there are so many things that I let go, because I know that there are much more important things now that I thought were, back then, 4 years ago, I thought the world was ending if someone put me down on a post or something like that. But now I'm just like, you know what? Haters gonna hate, like the song. It's true. So I just had to put that out there, because I really think that that's important. It's one of our vital behaviors. Michelle's going to tag team, because she's got some really cool stuff that Daniel Notori talked about in the phone call, and I wanted her to touch base on that because she and I both were like, wow, it really hit home.
All right, I'm unmuted. I'm on. Go time. Yeah, so Danielle talked about a lot of different things, and oh, I just heard some feedback. Are you guys hearing me okay, by the way? Thumbs up. Okay. I don't know what that was. But Danielle had talked a lot about the importance of personal development and just some of the things that she had to do. And one of those was basically getting back to basics. And when she started coaching, Beachbody did not put out the 3 vital behaviors. It was something that came along. I know it really came out shortly after I became a coach, where they really started talking about that. And so she was, just in general talking about, she didn't realize the importance of some of these things like personal development. And she attended a conference, and that was where it like clicked for her. And she talked about, after leaving that conference, she picked up her first personal development book, started reading that. She also started following our programs, and she went from start to finish, following it in total, and sharing her journal on her story on social media. But the one thing that really stuck out to me about this, and Carrie, you probably thought about this too, is that she talked about not only is she posting about her workouts, but how she felt about them as well. She was just being brutally honest, basically, because we all have days where we don't feel like working out. And so she might, flat out say, just finish that workout. But man, I didn't feel like doing it today. But so glad I did it anyway. Or maybe she just totally killed a workout, and so that's part of, like, I feel awesome, I just killed this workout, feeling on top of the world right now, and just really document it, how she was feeling from those workouts. So I thought that was really good, because one of the things that we want to do as coaches is we want to kind of personalize things to us. Because ultimately what we're doing is we are attracting people that either are like us, or maybe they have common goals, or something about us appeals to them, and we make that connection. So in order to do that, this just totally reminds me of the concept of leaving cookie crumbs, that you're telling bits and pieces, which is something that we got heard in some training at Summit, I'm trying to think, this year. And so you want to be able to tell your story, but you don't want to put it all out there in one post, because no one's going to read that whole post if it's just on and on and on and on. So you want to put little things out there, and you just want to be real with people, because it's so funny to me to hear other people make comments like, oh yeah, like you work out and that's easy for you and this and that. I have a life too. I have a family. I have kids. I have bad days. I have good days. I have so much stuff to do some days. I remember when I was first starting with trying to get in routine of working out, where I had dishes, I had laundry, I had this, that, and I was letting those things stop me from doing my workout, because I'm like, oh, I'll do this first and then I'll work out. Well, by the time I finished doing that, guess what? There was no time for working out, unless I was going to work out at midnight and then not be able to sleep because I'm all pumped up. So, I have to let people know, it's not been easy for me. Yes, is it easier now? Most of the time it is, but life is life, and we all have things we've got to do. So, bottom line is that I think it comes down to, again, which I feel like we keep talking about over and over, it comes down to choices. And I just know that when I choose to work out and when I choose to eat better, I am a better mother, a better wife, a better friend. I get so much more accomplished, and it is worth my effort to push play or to go meet a friend and go work out or whatever, or to encourage somebody to come work out with me. Which something else they talked about in the National Wake Up Call, and it wasn't actually Danielle, I think it was Jeff Hill that mentioned this, was talking about the fact that, you know, sometimes we have, we don't feel like doing something. And so putting us in a position that will help you to complete that is something you should strive to do. You know, so our challenge groups, that can be a perfect opportunity for us to let it drive us to continue doing what we started, and as well as help encourage the people who we're coaching and working with. You know, he hit something that was big for me. And Sierra, I know you'll be able to relate to this because I shared with you about the fact that getting up in the morning and working out, you know, that's not my thing. I truly never thought I'd be able to get up early and work out. And I have been doing it. And guess what? I got up at 5 o'clock this morning, and I'm not dead to the world right now. I'm close, but you know, sometimes it might take that you have that person that you're staying accountable to. So whether you're messaging them and saying, hey, I'm up, I'm getting ready to work out at 6 a.m., or if you're meeting somebody. You know, I have a friend who struggles with depression, and she shared with me the struggle that she's going through right now, and she just can't motivate herself. And I stayed on her for 2 weeks until she finally met me yesterday and worked out with me at 6 a.m. And, you know, to me, to have her there, and she was glad she was there, she felt good when we were done, that made it all worth it. And I feel like that's, in a nutshell, what we can do for people, especially if they plug into our challenge groups. So something I know I'm personally going to be doing over the next few months is I'm really going to be reaching out. And when I'm talking to people about these challenge groups, I'm going to talk about the importance of really getting connected in our groups and putting it out there. You know, it's okay if you didn't work out. Just tell us. Let us be there to help pick you up, you know, whatever you need. But then also to talk more about the value in what we do. Something that Carrie and I were talking about, because I knew this, but I didn't, is how some of these places, I mean, you're really spending a lot of money to get the total package of what we offer. Usually it's a lot cheaper, a couple $100 cheaper. You know, and that's something that I feel compelled that I need to share with people so that they know, you know, you can choose to go somewhere and essentially pay $400 a month to get set up on a nutrition plan, to be able to complete 3 workouts a week in a group setting, and to get your weigh-in at the beginning and at the end. And that's what a friend of mine charges. And, you know, our cheapest challenge pack is $140. And that is essentially setting them up with everything that my friend does. And you get the convenience of picking that time when you're going to work out versus needing to go along a schedule that a studio or a gym has set up. So, you know, I think if we can hit home on that and share that with people, that will be something else that will help us when we're talking to others about doing this. Because if they're considering it, you know, we all know budget and price objections come up. And this is something that I think if we talk about maybe early on, it will click a little bit more with them, especially when they see a lot of advertisements for like Fitness 19 or whatever the place is. It's like $10 a month. But do they realize the difference of what you're getting there versus what you're getting with us? And the fact that all those gyms don't care if you show up to work out. As long as you pay your bill, they don't care if you come once or 3 times a week, or you are on it and you're there all 6 or 7 days a week. So you don't have that accountability piece that comes along with that. So Carrie and I just wanted to hit home on talking about that part of it. And I think I kind of skipped around a little bit. I'm not sure if I hit everything we wanted to talk about that Danielle said. So Carrie, do you want to chime in on?
Yeah, because I was thinking just kind of brainstorming in my head as you were talking about just the value of our challenge groups. And I think, we all have different avenues of how we like to connect with people, whether it be messaging, whether it be sending a video to someone, whether it be a phone call. Some people do better on phone. Some people do better with a meeting face to face. If that's something that people can do, if it's someone in your town, you can set up a meeting with them. But the idea is that you want them to know that you care about them, because there is real value in our challenge groups. There's value in our programs, and that was the importance that Danielle was trying to say was, when we, and I am 100% guilty of doing this, I pick and choose workouts all the time because I've done bits and pieces of a lot of them, but I will be honest and say that the only program that I fully have done from start to finish is Insanity. So in the 4 years time that I've been a coach, I don't think I've ever other than that, I don't think I finished a complete program. I might have gotten 4 weeks into something, and then I kind of like, I'm going to try something new. And I think we're all guilty of doing that, because it's very easy when you have all of these different programs to pick from, but you have to understand that your customers and your potential customers many of them have none of these programs. And for them, this might be their first and only chance that they have to try an at-home workout program. So when we're showing them, and that's what Danielle's point was, when we're showing them we are starting a program and finishing it, there's something to be said about finishing a program. Because I can tell you, when I finished Insanity, I felt amazing. And it wasn't because of my results. It was the idea that I actually stuck with something from start to finish. And so I'm doing T25 now, and it'll take me close up to Christmas time. And this is something that I really, really, really want to do. Start it and finish it. And I'm going to do what she suggested, which is share it on social media and tell people. I'm not going to post it every day. I might blog about it a lot more, and that's fine. And that's what, getting back to my earlier point, which is, we have all different methods of connecting with people. Maybe you're a video person and you just want to shoot a video a day or a video every couple of days and just say, put it on YouTube and start your YouTube channel. We all have different methods of how we operate best. And so what you want to do is connect with that, figure out what hits home with you and how you can connect with others, and showcase yourself. Because as Michelle pointed out in the beginning, people are following you and connecting with you, not the programs. They can get the programs anywhere, and I know we've said that before. They can get Insanity, they can get T25, any of those programs they can go to Beachbody and get. They can get them for the same price at Team Beachbody through us, we know that, but they don't get them through us because they just want to help us out 99% of the time. There's some people say, I just want to help you out. But most of the time they get it because they trust you. They've established a relationship with you. You've talked with them. You've told them the results you've gotten, or they've seen on social media that, hey, this, she's been doing this for 7 weeks now. And I really see, she's sticking with this. It must be something that she enjoys, or that whatever it might be. So, just don't undervalue the programs and the schedules. They're there for a reason. And I think if we really stop, and I'm talking for myself, I think if I stop trying to reinvent the wheel and just do what works, that's when you see those results. And that's why I'm really enjoying Coach Basics as well, to kind of tie into that. I think what they're really trying to hone in on is that not to reinvent the wheel. That the pieces that they are sticking out there, the personal development, the inviting, these are all things that they've been saying since day one of opening the business. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is the people. And we all have a different way of sending that message out to people. But the idea is if we're sticking with those 3 vital behaviors, things will happen. I think when we try to veer off, when you thinking of a program, when you try to veer off a program and do something else, it's not going to get the same results that if you were to stick with the 90 days or the 60 days. Same with the Coach Basics. If you're going to veer off and say, I think this is okay, but it's not for me, I'm going to try it this way, that's when you don't see the same results. So that's my 2 cents. I'm sticking to it.
Nice. And so to tag on to that, reminded me that Danielle had said, you're cracking yourself up, right? She said that, our programs are a system and our programs are enough. So by us doing that and following it, that is showing that that program is enough. Now, the only thing that I wonder about is how she ties in or talks about any classes that she teaches, because I know she's also an instructor as well as a Beachbody master trainer. So she holds trainings, and obviously when you're teaching the class, you are still getting a workout. You're getting your heart rate up. It might not be the same as what I would do when I'm pushing myself, say at home through a DVD, and I'm really trying to bust my butt. Because when I know myself, when I'm teaching a class, and Kara, you probably agree, the workout is about the people that are there taking your class. So I might have to stop in correct form, or, go up next to each other and show them a modification or whatever. So, the whole part of what Danielle was talking about with sticking to the program, I've done a pretty decent job with doing that, but there have been days because I'm like, oh, well, I'm teaching 2 classes a day. I'm not going to worry about popping in my own DVD workouts a day. And I've been dabbling a bit more lately than I normally would. And so it kind of hit home to me, like, I need to get my butt back on and follow the schedule. And do it with a challenge group as well, because I was in the habit of doing that for such a long time when I would start challenge groups. And I think that worked. It seemed to work much better for not only people that are taking the challenge, because then I think they feel that connection because you're doing the program with them. But you have a little bit more to talk about and so forth. So it's kind of like, I'm not just telling you to do something, but I'm also practicing what I preach type thing. So, so that's what I wanted to add about that. And then the other thing I wanted to add was that, when we complete a program, it shows your dedication and consistency. And everything that we do is really all about dedication and consistency. And I can tell you that personally, I've not been as good at reaching out with people this month, and it's showing in terms of me getting people to join my next challenge. I've just not been good about sending out my invites that I typically do. And it just goes to show that no matter where you are in this business and how long that you've been a coach, that you do have to be consistent. And I think that's something that we all should keep reminding ourselves. And if you need help being, held accountable, then put it out there. And let us help you to get on. And so that reminds me of, I'm just going to go ahead and go into this. Hopefully you've heard of the Team Cup that is going to be starting in November. And I highly recommend each of you to get on a team. It's a team of 3 people this time around. And the reason that can be so beneficial is because the 3 of you, whoever's on your team, you're going to work together to help each other to be consistent and to help, pick each other up when you are having rough days or rough times, or like Larissa actually posted in Team Change a little while ago saying she's kind of hit a funk and she's not motivated, so like that would be the time where I'd be like, look, we got to pull it together. What's causing you to not be motivated right now? Have you been working out? Are you sending invites out? Where are you getting on what's going on?
So you can't even catch there.
So,
we just met you park crooked, you're in the lines.
do you hear people talking? Okay. I do too. I was confused. But being on a team with people, it really will push you a little bit during this time of year when people are really starting to think about holidays and everything. It will help keep you on, and I'm really looking forward to it to help me get my butt back into gear and doing the things that I need to do. But it's going to all come down to, again, dedication and consistency and working together, and hopefully whoever's on your team together, you'll earn some cool prizes as a result of your effort of what you're doing. So that's always the bonus for me. I love getting free stuff. So, but also it's just going to get me back to where I know that I need to be. And I had shared with Carrie last week or whatever that I've been struggling a bit this month, but I've not stopped working out and so forth. If anything, I've been pushing harder recently, but I've got so much on my plate that there have just been some things that at the end of the night, I'm like, I'm done. I know I didn't send invites out, but I just can't even function anymore. Like I'm done. So, we all get to those points, and these team calls do help me because it's helped keep me going, and it's kept me from not doing anything at all. So hopefully that will also help you all if you pair up with somebody. Yeah, Final 10. And get on a team cup. And if you're not really sure what that is, reach out to whoever your coach is, and we can talk and tell you a little bit more about that. And hopefully even help get you paired up with somebody if you're not really sure who to reach out to or whatever. In fact, maybe we can post in Team Change, like who wants to be on a team or, something like that, and see who can get paired up. So that's it for me. Carrie, do you have anything else to add? Your turn.
I think we've touched upon a lot of stuff for people to kind of take in. I really think that there is value in a lot of what we talked about, and I will post it so you can watch the watch it again if you want. But I really highly recommend that you take notes, because when we do these calls, for me, I'm a huge note taker, so maybe not everyone's a note taker. I just think that it helps to have something there. You don't have to take it on a piece of paper, although I tend to remember if I'm actually writing it down. But I just think when people actually write things down or put it in their phone or make a note of it, it sticks in your mind more than if you just listen. It's kind of, for me, it goes in one ear, out the other. And plus, too, when I'm taking notes, I actually have to pay attention more. So, we can see all of you and we know that you're paying attention. But it's always just a good thing so that you can go back the next day. Like Michelle had homework last week. Everybody had to post their goals, and I didn't see goals posted. So she didn't come down hard on you. But same with Coach Basics. I have some, little bits of homework each day. It shouldn't be too difficult. I think it's just, the idea that we both want you to get used to doing is just spending time on your business every single day. 30 minutes a day, that's all it needs to be. You can spend more if you want to, but I don't want you to make it feel like it's this 3-4 hour job that you have to do. Do not look at it as something like that. I know when I first started, I wanted to dive in and I wanted to do as much as I could, but then I got overwhelmed very quickly and I almost got frozen at a point where I couldn't even do anything because I felt like if I started down this path, then it would take me to this path and then to this path, and I just felt so overwhelmed, so I just stopped. So neither of us want you to get to that point, but we do want you to continue to move forward versus staying still or going backwards. Just like in working out, just like in life, it doesn't help us to go backwards, right? We can't focus on what happened in the past. We didn't get a workout in yesterday. We can't focus on that. We've got to work on today, right? And we got to work on tomorrow and the next day. And so, just dig into anything that I feel like what we put out there, we try not to give you too much. And yeah, so just, keep coming back, keep checking in, because we kind of been here for a while and we kind of sort of know what we're talking about. Not 100%, I'll tell you that, but it's kind of worked for us. We've been on three trips so far. Success Club trips so far, and those were pretty awesome. So if you want to go on a trip, follow what we do. I think that's all. Maybe we'll open it up if anyone has any questions. I can unmute you all. We have 5 minutes. So everyone should be unmuted. Background noise. You can mute yourself. I'll mute myself. And then if you have anything.
You just cut yourself off.
Yeah, I did. Because I said I don't want all background noise.
I know. Yeah. We have 5 minutes, so. I will tell you one thing. I am spent today from my workouts. I did TRX for the first time. Woo, that was tough. Yeah. I only did it because I might have to sub. So, how's everybody doing?
Good so far.
Nice.
I like the Coach Basics class, by the way.
Good.
I haven't been 100% on it, but I'm getting better.
That's good. Just do your best. That's all we can ask, really. Be present and at least let us know. You can check in and be like, hey, I'm a little behind, but I'll get there.
Yeah. And two, like the idea with that is that I'll post, and I said last week, I'll post 5 days in that. And then on the weekends, I won't post. I might, just send out a reminder and tag you all. But the idea is that on the weekends, if you have blocks of time, catch up. And even if you say like Wednesdays are really good days for you, random Wednesday, that might be a day where you catch up. And that's okay. But just be sure to catch up.
Yeah, last week was rough. I had 2 days off with my son, and I was like, we are doing fun stuff, not staying at the house, not being on my phone. And then I was like, oh, crap. Forgot stuff.
Hey, that's all right. We've all been there, done that.
Yep. Everybody deserves a break every now and again, so it's all good.
I took the whole month of September off, so. I wouldn't recommend that.
Don't slack a whole month, right?
No.
Well, don't worry. I'm taking a week at Christmas, just so you know.
Yeah.
Christmas and birthday. Boom.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
We done?
Probably. I think I'm glad that you all showed up. Again, that means a lot, and that just means that you care about this business and you care about yourself, because, this is personal development right here. So check that off for today. You got in your personal development. 20 minutes, that's all it has to be. 10 minutes of reading or something, just anything. read a blog post. The back office has tons of personal development too in the success tab. So if you go on the online office and you go, the tabs up at the top, it's the one titled success, and you go in there and you can find all sorts of videos and reads and all sorts of stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I have been meaning to say something. Like, if you haven't checked that out, definitely do, because there's some good stuff back there.
Yeah.
That they just recently have like updated and put in there. I didn't even know was there. So
yeah.
Good stuff.
And if you need ideas, we are more than happy to help you too. I have tons of books that I've read. I know Michelle's read a ton. And then there's a lot more that are on our list that we'd love to read. So, we have plenty of ideas. There's not a lack of ideas. So if you need ideas, come to us. We can give you some ideas. All right?
All right, sounds good.
It's Grey's Anatomy time, so I'm signing off. Grey's Anatomy and Scandal.
Nice.
Michelle's going to hit the sack, I have a feeling.
Yeah, I'm going to go cuddle up in bed. I don't even think I'm going to shower.
Oh, boy. Good thing I'm not there.
Sorry, Brian.
Sorry, Brian.
He smells it up anyway, so he's a boy.
He just heard you, by the way.
Sorry, Brian. Just being honest.
You said it with love.
With love.
Yeah, said with love and
He knows
honesty.
me. We've been on enough trips. We know each other now.
He knows his BO, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes that other odor, so.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Now that you know my husband stinks. No.
All right. Everyone have a great night. Talk to you later.
See ya.